Down to a T, your antidote from the internet. Consider this a break from all the self-motivational overload. We're ditching all the heavy stuff and taking a breath of fresh air. I'm Thatiana Diaz, and let's have some fun. Hi, it's Thatiana here, and we're back with Down to a T, and I'm going to be sharing what's on my mind, as we will be doing every single episode. And since today's episode with my guest is talking all things music, I've decided to share what's been on my mind about music. And it's actually been a conversation I've been having with my friends as of recent. We've been asking this question nonstop, and it's with merengue, bachata, típico. You know, I'm Dominican, so you know I grew up with these good old ballads and tracks and all of this good music with my parents growing up, because that's all they listen to. They're from the island. I'm first generation, and I'm wondering, does it die with us? Does it die with my generation? Because I can't be the only one that feels like Gen Z and Alpha are not listening. I don't even know if Alpha generation is old enough to be listening to music. Don't track me on like how old the generations are. So I'll just go with Gen Z. But I have Gen Z cousins, and I see Gen Z on TikTok, and no one's playing the old ballads. No one's playing merengue, típico, none of that. So I'm wondering if the responsibility lies on my generation to keep this music alive, and I could be wrong. And I hope nothing more than I'm wrong. So if you are Gen Z, like, tune in, I'm tapping. If you are Gen Z and you listen to any of the old ballads, merengue, típico, salsa, all of that good stuff, comment, let me know. Prove me wrong. Tell me that I'm wrong, because that's all I want to hear, because that's what I've been wondering. Does it die? Does it die with us? Because I'm going to be pushing that on my kids. I'm going to be that person. I always said I was not going to be that person, but I don't know. As I've gotten older, I'm appreciating that music more. Nothing hits the same. It's like the way they used to sing about love, like, if you don't love me, I die right here. Or like even some of the topics that are not safe for work that they sang about that you don't realize until you're much older, that you're like, oh. But the way, I don't know if you ever heard La Santa by Romeo Santos, like the way he's, I'm like, what? I'm scared. I'm honestly scared, and that's been on my mind as of recent. But again, I could be wrong. So do tell me if you are listening to that and you are Gen Z, Alpha, whatever comes after that, and you have been adding that to your playlist, or you have it on your playlist, because I'd love to know. And if you're my generation or older, drop the songs that you're listening to that, or if someone needs to get into that music and you want to push them to listen to it, what is the first track that you would recommend for them to listen to? Because I just gave you a Romeo Santos one. Go download all that old Romeo Santos. That is my recommendation. If you want to go even back, I'm like, put some good old típico, search típico playlists on Apple Music, Spotify, all of those. So yeah. And if you love music, I suggest you keep listening to this episode, because me and my guests are getting into all things music. If you love R&B, if you miss those good old featured heavy tracks from the past that had 7 people, we have some good laughs for you, so keep on listening. Down to a T, we're here. Oh my God, I can't believe this.
This is so exciting.
I know, oh my God. Okay, wait, I need to get myself together. This is the first ever recording.
I'm so honored.
I know, and this is like, you're one of my first guests. There's a funny story that you were actually a guest that was recommended to me from a coworker.
Oh.
And then when I went to your Instagram from the link that they sent me, you had been following me. And I was like, oh,
Yeah.
she follows me. And then so when I went and emailed you, you asked me, I went to OLS.
Yeah.
And for people who don't know OLS, which you wouldn't know.
Yeah, for those who don't know.
Who don't know, like, it is Our Lady of Sorrows in Queens, New York. You asked me if I went there. We went to the same middle school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember this.
That's
I
crazy.
saw your name in my email, and I was like, I know that name.
Yeah.
And when I saw you, I was like, we definitely both went to OLS in Queens.
When did you graduate? Oh, you're going to age me right now. I know it's going to happen.
I haven't thought of this in years. 2010?
Oh, yeah, you aged me.
But also I remember because we weren't in school at the same time, but you came back to visit. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was just like, she made it out.
2010 I graduated high school. So
that makes sense.
yeah. Oh my God.
It's not that crazy difference.
It is. It is. When you think about it, it is.
Not.
Yeah, because we like had different like school experiences, I would say.
That's fair.
Yeah.
No, we did, for sure.
And I'm already in the 30s, so.
I'm almost there.
Okay, so we're going to be starting off every podcast with 5, they're called the starting 5. 5 icebreaker questions, rapid fire. Does not have to be one word, because I know rapid fire you think one word, but whatever comes to your mind. It could be a rhyme, it could be a sentence, it could be a word, whatever it is. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm nervous to go.
No. This is supposed to be fun. I want this to be very clear about this podcast. I want this to be a good time.
I know, but I mean like nervous, like, you know, when you like go on a first date and they ask you questions about yourself and all of a sudden you don't know anything about yourself.
That's
more that.
Yeah, when you're put on the spot and then you forget a question. Well, we can also come back to something.
Okay, cool.
Okay. You ready?
Yeah.
What is your Roman Empire?
My Roman Empire. Okay, I feel like I have a few, but one that I really do think about a lot is, okay, so I was born here in New York. Both my parents are Dominican.
Yeah.
And we moved back after I was born, lived there for a while, like a few years, maybe like 2 or 3 years, and then came back to New York. And like my dad came first, got an apartment, like set it all up so we could come back and I could start school here. And the first time we landed at JFK, my dad got a limo for us to drive home in. And to this day, I do not understand why. Because, like, we landed, got in the car, and I thought we were rich. Like, I was like, oh.
Way to set the bar high.
America? Like, we made it. This is amazing. Like, wow. And then we get to this tiny apartment in Queens.
And you've never asked him why?
I honestly did not that long ago. I was just like, why? Like, we flew economy and got in a limo. Like, it makes no sense. And never rode a limo ever again. Like, it was once, we never spoke about it. I was like, why? He was like, I just wanted to treat you guys like to something nice. But I was just so confused because then we got to this like tiny 1-bedroom apartment in Queens. And I was like, why are we getting a limo if I don't have my own room?
You need to hear something hilarious is that my mom, she got me a surprise once, and it was a limo. Maybe it's a Dominican thing that like you made it in America if you got a limo once.
No, for real.
But I was so confused because it was like we were gonna have my friends over, and again, we're in a 1-bedroom apartment in Queens, and I'm like, oh, we're gonna just get in a random limo and like ride around the limo. And
wait, that was the
that
like
was,
the limo was the that's amazing.
The limo was the excitement.
That's actually amazing.
Okay, second question. What is the most New York thing about you? Because you're in LA now, so. Oh.
We don't tell people that.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I mean, I obviously am. Like, I really, like, I love that people don't know that because I'd be, like, posting, like, tennis lessons and, like, palm trees.
You know, I was the same way when I moved to Miami. People would be like, oh, where do you live? I'm like, New York. And they're like, but
it's summer outside. I'm like, yeah, New York.
Like, don't ask questions. Or what I say now a lot is I'm between both. But my resident address is in Miami, so it doesn't make any sense. But technically, I'm between both because I'm always here.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah, I say I'm bicoastal, but my parents just live here. Not me. But it's okay.
Yes. What is the most New York thing about you?
Most New York thing about me? I feel like my attitude.
Okay.
Or just, like, way of being in the world. Like, when I first got to LA, like, my neighbors all introduced themselves, and, like, you walk into stores, and people are legitimately like, hi, how are you? And they, like, mean it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why are these people talking to me? Like, I know that's awful, but I'm just like, we don't talk to each other. Like,
that happened to me, too. Someone held the door for me. I remember the first week that I moved. I think that's my Roman Empire, because I don't forget this. Someone opened the door for me, and I was just like,
why?
What do you want?
Yeah.
Like, do you want...
We don't do that.
Like, what do you want?
Like, do I pay you for this?
Like, I was just so confused.
You're like, what do I owe you?
And the worst part is that they were like, have a good day. And I was like,
that's what I'm saying. Why?
Why? Do you really want me to have a good day?
Why? That is my question.
Okay. That's a New York.
Yeah.
The skepticism.
Yeah. Even like sometimes still, like whenever I'm in LA, I'll like open my door and like my neighbors are so nice, but they'll like be outside and be like, oh my God, hi, how are you? And I'm like, we're gonna talk now. Like, wow, this is weird. Like my whole time living in New York, I've never known anybody that lived next to me, like in apartment buildings.
Same thing.
Could be anyone. I don't know.
Yeah, that's so funny. Okay, what is your social media cringe? One clearly came to mind.
Just like how do I say these without offending people? But
Please note, do not take anything serious.
I guess that's part of it, guys.
Yeah.
They're all related to men, honestly. I'm not gonna lie.
It's okay.
I know it is, but I'm just saying.
This is a safe space.
I'm just saying. Okay, I think my biggest one, which is like a fairly new development on social media, because everyone posts their like outfit of the day videos now, which is fine, cool. I kind of hate when men post them though.
That's a good one.
I'm not gonna lie, it gives me the ick when a man like puts a fit on and then like is either like on the street or in his apartment.
OTD.
Yeah, and is like takes a, I'm sorry guys, but like when they take a video and they're like posing and just kind of like adjust their hoodie and like pose, I'm just like,
does it make it better or worse if it's a selfie video?
I think that's it, because they're like putting the phone down and like I do this. I know I'm being judgmental, but like I just feel like when I see a guy do it, I'm like, you guys used to build houses. You guys used to go to war, and now you're showing me what hoodie you got on today. I don't know. It just doesn't sit
and
right
they go
with
down
me.
each designer. They're like shirts H&M.
Like I can't.
Pants are Zara.
No. I can't. It's not
Shoes
even
are Jimmy Choo.
I don't know why. It's like the pose.
I kind of feel
they
you.
stop and they like adjust their top and they like pose. I'm like,
You made me
doing?
think about it for a second. I'm like, has my husband ever done it? Oh, thank God he hasn't.
To be fair, I feel no, it would still bother me. I was gonna say if it was someone I knew, but it would still bother me.
No, yeah, that's
I can't.
understandable. Okay, so finish
That's
the
my cringe.
statement. 2024 is my year of.
2024 is my year of. This is kind of cheesy, but I want to say gratitude.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a really hard time like being present, I feel like. So I'm trying to be better this year about like not being worried about the future constantly and just kind of like, I don't know, like I've heard people say like reframing like I have to do this as I get to do this.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I'm trying to do.
I love that.
Where especially with like with our jobs, like we're so blessed and lucky to be able to get to do this like on a regular weekday. So it's stuff like that, like when we have to get up early or stuff like that for things like this, it's like, no, we get to be here. This is exciting.
And then we stress things. I feel that. I like that.
Yeah. And it's like, look how much fun we're having.
Yeah. Look at you dropping a gem.
Right?
Right at the start.
that's where everyone take that with you into the year.
For question number 5, I was like, we can stop this here.
Wait, what's yours? What's 2024 for you?
2024 is my year of, so I started the year saying slow down. That's not been happening. But that's a good thing. It's a good thing. It's like it's my year of being more selective. I want to be
I like that.
more precious with my time and like what I'm putting my energy into. I feel like as a child of like, not to get serious because I know it's supposed to be a fun podcast, but I just feel like I want to take in all the opportunities because like,
I get that. Yeah.
We
It's
were
hard to say no
granted
to-
so many opportunities and we didn't see our parents get the opportunities that we get. So we want to say yes to everything.
100%.
But like, no. Yeah, and you want to be like the best friend until you're like going to brunch on something when you don't want to go. Or like even being selective with, I also say my drinking too, because I feel like drinking out of habit is something
I feel that
people do and I do.
100%.
It's like you're going to a baby shower and it's like a Dominican baby shower and you're going to drink your...
Gonna get wasted.
Yeah, you're going to get wasted and it's like, do I really want to drink though? So yeah,
No.
selective. I think that's
feel
is
that.
my year of being more selective. Yeah.
I'm nodding, but I kind of operate the opposite way where like I say no to everything and I'm like, this is probably my year I should be outside, but that's also never mind. It's not gratitude. It's outside. That's
be
my word.
outside.
My 2024 is outside.
Wow, what a shift. She's like, gratitude, gave a whole deep
Never mind.
speech. She's like, nope,
Cancel.
forget the
Retract
gratitude.
that statement.
It's
I'm gonna
almost
just be
summertime.
outside.
I don't know. So-
Exactly. Well, it's literally snowing, but
summer.
okay.
Okay. So are you ready to get into the main topic today?
Yeah.
She really went though from gratitude to
Outside.
outside.
You're selective.
Yeah.
She's
Like,
like selective.
no, we say
Ew.
yes this year.
She's like, I say no to everything. Okay. So today we're talking music. I think this is an exciting a very exciting year for music.
I agree.
I say that every year, but I
I'm
think this
biased,
year's
but I agree.
we already have Beyonce and cowboy hats.
That did happen.
I'm ready. So let's talk music. And I feel like given your background in music, I'd also love to hear, you're going to come from the expertise side more so. I'm going to come from the just
Listener.
the stan
I love that. I like that better.
from that side. So I'm going to go right into it. Who I'm most excited about music wise. And for me, that's Beyonce. Because
Fair.
I don't know if you've seen, but it says like me, I hate country music. And then like
Oh yeah, and then it's like Beyonce puts out a country song
music.
and you got a hat
I'm
on.
here.
You're
I'm
like
down.
outside. Yeah.
I'm outside. I'm
Fair.
ready. Take me to a country bar.
You know
I'm
what?
ready.
Actually, not to. But country music's kind of my Roman Empire too.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Yeah.
But my mom was obsessed with the Dixie Chicks and like Carrie Underwood,
That is
and so was
And your mom's
I.
Dominican.
Yeah,
like
Yeah.
from the island. And she
Dominican. I don't know who showed her the Dixie Chicks, but
that is interesting.
yeah.
Okay.
So honestly, I feel you. Like, yeah, Beyonce got it.
Wow. Yeah. But I actually like Casey Musgraves.
Oh, yeah, true.
I like her. She's a vibe.
Yeah,
So
I
I'm
agree.
like, she's made me like country music more, but I think Beyonce might just.
For sure. I love
Wait, so
that.
who are you excited for?
I think I'm the most excited for SZA's Deluxe.
Ooh.
I love SOS, like
Yes.
the album, and I want more.
Yeah.
Immediately more. That's like all I've been listening
Yeah.
to be honest.
There's just also like a lack of good R&B. And
I agree.
SZA's
That's why
just-
I'm here.
Yeah.
Soon, but for now, SZA. Yeah.
Listen, pre-order, save, pre-order.
For real.
No, yeah. For me, I'm like, I feel like there's such a lack of R&B, and I would love this year to see a lot more of it.
Absolutely.
And I don't know if you listen to Brent Faiyaz.
Yeah.
He's like, for me, he feeds that. But I feel like it's so hard to find good R&B. Like you have to go digging.
Yeah. It definitely exists.
Yeah,
but
it exists,
You have to
but you
look
have.
for
That's
it,
what I
for
mean.
sure.
Like you have to like go digging.
it's not super
And then when I
mainstream.
find people, I'm like, I'm hooked. I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm subscribed.
That's also why it's kind of nice though to make R&B, like, because I feel like fans are like that. Like
Yeah.
once they find you, they're like, I'm in.
Yeah, I'm in. I'm invested. He was one of my top 5 last year,
Yeah.
and I just discovered
His
him
last
year.
album was really good.
Yeah, it's a good one. And I'm like thinking, who else am I excited to? Gali Uchis just released her album, and that was fire.
Really good.
That was so
and
good.
the visuals were crazy.
The visuals.
Yeah, she ate.
That's another thing. People's
She ate.
visuals.
They're leveling up for real.
Yeah.
Everyone's making like movies.
But I miss that. I miss
No, I know.
that people would put art back into music. It became so lazy to me.
No, 100%.
And I
That's
feel
real.
like TikTok culture has just made people like want to make a viral song versus like actually putting art into music. I don't know if you as
I have a lot to say on the topic,
no, I'm
but
here. Spill the tea.
we keep coming back to it. I'm like, that's my Roman Empire.
She has a bunch.
Everything's my Roman Empire. Yeah, I have so much to say, but
How do you
think
feel
our-
about that? Like just the TikTok culture of music and like people just wanted it to be more viral than
I think just with everything, like our attention spans have gotten so short.
Mm-hmm.
And like fair, it's not entirely wrong. Like we definitely have. Like I find myself like going through things so quickly, and it's just like I feel like we have to remind ourselves to, like you said, slow down,
Yeah.
literally, like and take things in. But I feel like we're circling back to, like you said, like people appreciating that more, like full albums and like wanting the full experience of something as opposed to like quick music. Because I get the like wanting a viral moment and virality, but I just find myself and a lot of people I know where you'll know a song and you won't know who it's by, or you won't know anything about the artist. And it's like, I feel like when we listened to music as kids, like you were fully, like you had the album in front of you and you were looking at the whole CD packet and you knew
Yeah.
everything about the album, who was on it. Like you saw all the images, you're watching all the music videos, and it used to be like such an experience. And I miss that.
I miss that too.
Yeah.
The scrolling of the like a scrolling seat. I'm like
It's happening.
it's happening. The flipping through the pages of like the CD.
Yeah.
And like getting excited
It's
and
like a
reading
full
all
tangible
and seeing
experience,
everything.
yeah.
Yeah. I miss that. Oof. Damn.
You're gonna go buy CDs
I'm like,
after this?
yeah, I'm like, I'm gonna just run to. You know, my first job was actually selling CDs.
Really?
I don't know if anyone
Where?
remembers FYE. And of course you don't know what that is.
I thought you were going to say Circuit City, TBH.
No.
And I was like, I do remember that.
FYE used to sell CDs and DVDs. And we used to burn CDs, and my job was the CD burner. Like people used to come in.
I loved burning
and it was
CDs.
one of my favorite experiences because you would be able to grasp a whole person's day or like what they were going through off of the CD that we're burning. And it was so
100%.
many heartbreak.
That's so fun. That's so personal.
Heartbreak, love,
That's so
their marriage
personal.
anniversary.
I kinda love that.
Yeah. So it was a really fun job.
I loved burning CDs. My dad's like a computer technician, so he always had like his computer station. There would always be like CDs, but like that he used for work, and they'd be empty.
Yeah.
And I would just run through that stack, like burning CDs, and he'd be like, "Where are all my CDs?" I'm like, "Sorry, I made a playlist."
Yeah.
Like,
I'm like, are we allowed to
do
see
you want to
that?
listen? Oh yeah.
Are the feds gonna come?
No, it was all legal.
Yeah. I'm like, do they even care? Do they even hunt people down?
Also the irony. I'm like, now it's my living,
Yeah.
my form of living.
Yes.
So backfired on
don't,
me.
Don't burn it. Karma.
I don't do that anymore.
So who is someone I would love to hear from you? Who is someone who maybe hasn't released music in a long time or just maybe has, but you would want to see more music from that you're like, give us more?
Yeah, I have both. Who hasn't released in a minute? Solange is one. I feel like, I don't know. I just wasn't. We obviously know she's so talented and so cool, but her music still was so impressive to me.
Yeah.
And like kind of came out of nowhere for me, and I ran that album like back. Yeah, I want more from her for sure. And then Frank Ocean, obviously.
I was gonna say Frank
Forever,
Ocean.
always Frank Ocean.
Like DBT, Frank Ocean.
One day,
Yeah.
it'll happen.
I was at the Coachella fiasco last year.
Oh,
Yeah.
How was that?
It was an experience. I'm like, how do I put this nicely?
Yeah, I definitely saw that from bed.
I will say, as you can tell, I was a fan because I was like, I'm gonna stick this out. We were there with a group of maybe like 15, 17 people, and at one point it was just 3 of us. And I was like, I'm gonna wait. I was like, he's gonna come through. He's gonna do this. And then at a certain point, I was just like, okay, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. And I never came back to the stage. And I was just like, okay.
Fair.
I tried. And it broke my heart. It did. But I'm like, I haven't given up on him. And
Me neither. He's coming.
we'll get that good music again.
It's also so funny being in the other position now where like, you know when people like harass Rihanna and they're like, where's the new
yes.
music? We don't want lip gloss. But I'm like, now being on the other side of it, I'm like, give her time.
Yeah.
She's working.
You can't rush it either.
Like, I know she's working. It's okay. I'm talking about me, but I'm like, she's got this.
She's got this. Yeah.
It's hard. It takes time. Again, it's like with everything.
Yeah.
Even with the TikTok stuff. I think that's more my issue with it being on the other side of it as an artist is like, and don't get me wrong, I so appreciate it when anyone asks me where the new music is because
They have
that,
excitement,
yeah, it means you care. But I think people picture things happening so much faster and
Yeah.
like,
But then the problem is then you release something, or in this case, Rihanna releases something and it's like rushed and people hate it and get angry.
yeah.
Because we see artists all the time like dropping a new album every year. And
Yeah,
then
I
people
feel
have
like-
so much critique. And I'm like, didn't you ask for this?
It's that. And then it's like, you think about it, people should not be dropping albums once a year. I mean,
Yeah.
if you want to do it, do it. But
Yeah.
like, I just feel like you got to dedicate time to that.
Yeah.
It's going to live forever.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, let's see if Bad Bunny does another year.
Oh my God, yeah. That's impressive.
He's been like,
You know, actually, another person that I'm excited for music from is Young Miko.
ooh,
I love her.
I love her.
She's so fire.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what it is. That's like all I've been listening
Yeah.
to the past few weeks.
It's
When
the
I-
flow.
Yeah, but
You know
when I
what's
put
been-
that on, I
Yes.
just like, I also feel that cool.
Yeah.
Like, I'm immediately like,
yes.
I can do
It's
whatever.
getting ready music.
Yeah.
It's like bad bitch. It feels good. Yeah.
Although I keep listening to it in the car and I feel like I'm not doing my best driving because I'm like, I've like noticed that I'm fully like, I'm like,
hands off the wheel.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, none of my hands are on the wheel right now.
Yeah. No, that's a good one because I'm
Well,
like,
for legal purposes, that's a joke.
yeah, just we're gonna keep giving
Please
disclaimers.
Please don't take my
people-
license.
Don't revoke. Don't take away our PCs.
That's a joke.
Or I said PCs. I'm aging the shit out of myself.
We said
in this.
CDs, and now
we
you're
said
just...
CDs. I'm saying PC.
It's okay.
I did say
That's not that
scrolling
old.
earlier when I meant flipping.
That's
so
true.
That's like a.
You're back and
I'm
forth.
gonna
It's all
start
good.
giving myself counts of like aging back and aging forward. And
You moved the
right now
dot.
I'm one back.
Fair. That's not that bad.
You know who's releasing new music that I'm excited for? Reportedly, Miguel.
Oh.
And he was someone that I like. If you think Sure Thing, like Banana
Yeah.
Clip, all those songs, like that's R&B.
Yeah.
Chef's Kiss.
I mean, those songs are still like...
Yeah.
Those songs are trending on TikTok again.
But that's why supposedly there's a push for him to. So I'm like, there's a flip side on the TikTok thing, which is like,
I just met him. It was one of those moments, I'm not going to lie, where I was like, whoa,
yeah,
this is happening.
it's happening.
It's pretty sick.
Yeah, he was a legend. He is a
Yeah,
legend.
is.
A legend. And
I agree.
So I'm like, get your flowers. Come back for us.
I support that.
Oh my God, I know this is mainstream, but Cardi B. I have thoughts. I'm like, I feel like she's
I'm
scared to
listening.
drop an album because her first album was so good. And if you disagree with me on the album being so good, I just felt like for a
I
first
do
album,
not disagree with you. I went through your phone last night. Is so good.
yeah,
So good.
that's.
Yeah.
I'm like, but I have a fear that she's afraid to. But that's the thing with music right now. Everyone's just so afraid to fail or flop or like. And I just feel.
Girl, it's scary.
I know. That's why I'm like, if you have
I'm just kidding, I'm
perspective
just
on
kidding.
this, give us perspective so we know.
It's scary out here.
Give us perspective.
I don't know. I mean, it's so hard for me to speak from their position just
Yeah.
because they have so much more going on in a sense. You know what I mean? Like Rihanna, legitimate. You know what I mean? Like people are like, "Where's your new music?" She's building an empire. Like
That's
she could take her time. But yeah, I mean, I guess it is scary in the sense of when you're a bigger artist. I feel like, well, we didn't have platforms like that when music used to drop. So you used to take a CD home, listen to it, and keep your thought. I mean, reviews would
you
come
would go
out
off of
eventually.
sales, not
Yeah, and like reviews would come
TikToks.
off eventually. You talk to your friends, whatever. But yeah, you like. I'm trying to think. Like when the Drake album dropped,
Mm-hmm.
regardless of how you felt about it, people were. It was like 5 minutes after it dropped, or
Yeah.
an hour even, and there's no way you could have gotten through the album in that time.
Yeah.
And people were like, "This is garbage," or like, "This is the best thing I've heard all year." And it's
Yeah.
like, guys, let's sit with it for one
You
second.
also need more than one listen. I never give my
100%,
thoughts to anything.
100%.
First, I hate when someone's
100%.
like, I hate this album. I'm like, the album's been
it
out
came
for,
out-
you just said it, but like, the
Yeah.
album's been out for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
How could
No
you
way.
have hated?
No way.
And I also need a different environment testing. So like, I need to listen to
100%.
it once
That
in the
changes
car.
things. That changes things.
Once in the car, once getting ready.
No, 100%.
Once
like
maybe
listening
cooking.
to Drake in my room at
Yeah.
9 p.m. or whatever when it dropped is different than like me driving somewhere and
Exactly.
listening to it.
Once as background noise. Like, I need the whole.
Yes, I agree.
I need.
I agree.
Someone needs to like drop a like
I agree.
prerequisite before like you put anything out, like a TikTok or
Also, like, art is subjective. I know everyone has a right to their opinion and all that. And, like, again, we have social media, so everyone has a platform. But
yeah.
it's people's art.
That's
Let's
yes.
just, like, let's be nicer.
yeah, and not everyone's also trying to be a like chart topper.
That's true. People have different goals.
Yeah,
That's real.
I be having like full on debates with people about like Beyonce albums, Bad Bunny albums, because people will be like, that didn't even top or whatever, and I'm like, it didn't win a Grammy, and I'm like, is that what we're
Yeah. Especially for them. Like,
is that what we're doing now? Is that how
Yeah.
you determine if someone's work of art? And everyone just wants to be cool and everything to be super, every thought to be super indie and cool. And I'm just like,
everything has to be really introspective
Yeah.
and deep. Yeah, some things could just be fun.
yeah. Like some albums are just meant to be fun. Some albums
Yeah.
are meant to like get you to shut the fuck up.
And just
Some
like
albums
dance. Yeah.
are like just them releasing something.
100%. That too is important to remember. Yeah. Like, it's for people to experience, but it's also like the artist just trying to get something out.
Exactly. Yeah. I actually just thought of something and we'll probably add it because I did have a thought that came to mind.
Do tell.
And I miss 7-minute songs with like 5 features. like in rap and hip hop?
So Bedrock. That is the first song that came to my head. I don't know why.
I thought Monster.
Fair.
Bedrock's a good one.
Fair. I definitely was like, yeah, they just went verse for verse for
They just
verse
went
on that
verse
song.
for verse for verse. And now it's like, we'll get lucky if an artist has like,
That's real.
they drop like 3 verses and then they're done.
I haven't thought about that. You're not wrong.
Yeah. I felt like that was a prime, like,
But I guess that's part of the whole thing. Same, like short attention spans. Like songs started getting shorter because people weren't really listening to
or is it capitalism?
full albums.
Or is it money?
Wait.
Let's not get deep.
New Roman Empire.
New Roman Empire. What is the reason?
Yeah.
But I'm like, I remember the days of Drake being on those exciting features. And nobody, well, people were feuding, but not feuding like they are now. And you just have like 6, 7 people. And the song used to keep going and going. And I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And they used to be like 7 minutes long. And now I'll be lucky if a song is 2 minutes long. I miss that.
Now I'm like, I have to get in the studio. I'm like, who do I call to get on this? I need
seven
7 features
features.
on this song.
To make
I'm
me
like, do I
happy.
know 7 people?
That's another thing. It's like, does anyone even know 7 people to put on a song nowadays?
Yeah, but I feel like then, like, it's like a Bad Bunny. Like, he would just put an artist on every song.
But see, that's the thing. I'm like, I'm shocked that there's people that Bad Bunny hasn't collaborated with that I'm like, why are collaborations such a hard thing nowadays? I feel like in the past it used to be
That's a
like,
good question,
it used to be like an
actually.
exciting thing. And people used to like come together and drop just a bunch of people. It used to feel like a party.
That's a good question.
I know.
Honestly, for me, it's a weird answer because I started dropping music during COVID, like
Yeah.
right when COVID started.
Oh, so you can't even.
No, so
Yeah.
I literally did not meet anyone
Yeah.
for like,
That
I like
could
dropped
also
a song.
be a reason. See, we're giving someone like a research paper, like someone do something.
No, it's a
do
good question. I hadn't
do a
thought
study.
about that.
Yeah,
You're right, though. There's definitely less
It's because I
features.
played Monster in the car the other day.
No, I also just listened to
Don't ask
Bedrock.
why.
Like, now that
And
you're
I was
saying
just
this, I'm
like, and the song just kept going, and I was like, when was the last time some heat like this ever came out? When?
that's so true. Now, like, by the time you get into a song, it's over, and you're just, well,
Yeah.
so you're replaying.
And the features are. I'm just more mad at like the features being like 2 seconds long.
I don't know. Maybe
Not
there's a
putting
spirit of
pressure on you
competition these days.
at all. She's like gonna go time.
I just need to make more friends personally, but for other people, I'm like, maybe there's like an air of competition. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. I'm just like, what happened?
That's real.
Because people used to beef in the past, and they still had the collab.
That's true. I don't know. Maybe I guess people need to get in the studio together more.
I know.
All right.
This is my call for 2024 for all artists.
Artists everywhere.
Give me a 7 artists collaboration. Thank you.
Now I'm gonna call everyone I know and be like, what?
and drop the verse.
Oh yeah, my manager said it costs money. That's what it is.
That's okay.
That
see,
also
that's
is
what I'm
it is.
saying. But like,
That's true. I've definitely.
so people are overpricing themselves. Get it together. What do you have? What do you have coming up? What's in the works?
I have a lot of new music. I've been writing for a while, which again, like it's so interesting thinking about that, like from my perspective, where it's like, I know people are just waiting for music, but I'm like, I've wanted to experiment and write and like experience my life and have new things to write about, you know? So I feel like it's been a bit of a long time coming, but this year there will be new music and I'm really excited about it. I feel like people aren't going to expect it, like what it sounds like.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I'm excited.
I think I was very like, not playing it safe necessarily, but R&B I think is definitely my first love. And so I knew I wanted to like come out the gate with that. But I think as time goes on and I meet more people and I like spend more time in the studio, I'm really enjoying trying new things.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And so we can expect something this year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So to end this, I would love to know in what ways, because we're both Dominican, so we got to give a shout out to
Which
the
I love for us.
DR.
Love
right?
walking
Look
into
at
a room
us.
with Dominicans.
Yes, 2 girls over here.
We're doing it.
From DR, doing their thing. In what ways does DR influence you?
In so many ways. I think probably the biggest thing I'd say is like work ethic, which I think you touched on earlier. Like I think knowing that my parents came from DR to New York, to America in general, whatever, for a better life for me and my brother. And like kind of taking that into everything I do with my life is like my biggest, I think, motivator always. And like that's always in the back of my mind. But I also just have a lot of pride, which I think all Dominicans do.
We all do.
Yeah, like I'm not, if I meet someone, like it takes me about 30 seconds to tell you where I'm
It's
from.
like, de lo mío. Where
Yeah,
you
like
at?
so we have the best food and the best beaches and the best people
Yeah.
like immediately. But yeah, I'm just so proud to be from there. Like I love going back to DR. It's just a feeling I don't get anywhere else. And like maybe it's because we're from there, but it just feels like home immediately.
Yeah.
And everyone's so welcoming and the food's so good and everyone's so funny and talented and there's music playing. Oh wait, like I just love it there.
Yeah. I think, we were talking about music that we want to see come out, and I'm like, how could I forget? I definitely want more dembow. I want dembow to make a lot more noise than the noise it's already making, and I want to see just so many artists, more artists come out of DR because
100%.
the music is amazing.
Especially, honestly, like Dominican rappers too.
Yes, that's another thing. The flow is nothing.
Crazy.
Nothing drives me more crazy than when I hear a song and someone's flow is just so.
You know what it is? It's because Dominicans have rhythm, but also talk so fast.
and we make up our own words, so like we can rhyme anything. We'll make anything rhyme.
That's so real. It's that. But that's what I'm saying. It's like we
Yeah.
speak so fast and everything rhymes
Okay.
and the flow is crazy. So Dominican rappers are just like insane right now.
But we can make anything sound good. It's like
That too,
think
yeah.
about El Alfa, right? It's like de lo mío, de lo mío, de lo mío, and it's like that just sets the whole party off, and you're like,
I'm ready to go out.
and he said the same thing like 10 times.
the
And-
whole song.
Yeah.
That's all it takes. For real.
Yeah.
The beat's just fire.
We need more credit, damn it.
Yeah, we're out here. We're
here.
killing it.
Nobody's talking about that, okay? To be able to say the same thing repeatedly over and over again and make a banger.
And you just say it in a cool voice and
Yeah.
it's going off in the club.
Well, thank you so much.
We're doing it. Thanks for
for
having
being
me.
here. This was
Of
such a good time. I hope you had
course.
fun.
I'm honored. I had
Being
a
one of my
great
first
time.
guests.
I had a great time.
Yeah, this was fun. Come again in the future.
Okay, I'll be back next week. Is that cool with everyone?
You're always invited.
I'm also episode 2.
Just episode 2, episode 10.
1 week with Maria in the
Yeah.
studio.
Here for a good time and hopefully a long time, guys.
Yeah, oh, a good time, also a long time.
Also a long time, hopefully. Please plug in your socials. Where can we follow you? Where can the people find you?
Everywhere. Everywhere is pretty much at Maria Isabel. At Maria Isabel. Instagram, TikTok, Spotify, Apple Music, anywhere you listen to music. I got music out. The more you stream my already released music, the sooner I can put out more music.
Hey.
So yeah, anywhere you follow people or listen to music, Maria Isabel.
Go listen now. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
We did it.
Down to a T.